All right,
we are back.
Well,
well and truly.
Excellent. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Excellent. Yes.
All right. So liturgical listening.
Yes, indeed. Some Sanbutsuge.
Yes, and what I thought we'd do is let's go ahead and chant the entire Sanbutsuge
again. Yeah, chant it again. Yeah, this time we'll I'll try not to get lost like I did the last time. I wound up, I don't know how I did that, but I wound up ahead of you in there. So try not to do that. We'll chant that and then go through the explanation. Yeah?
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right.
So
let me, I'll share my screen.
I'll put on my case.
Excellent. Yes, please.
Always making sure the the moan is right side up. It's a mistake.
What is right side up?
The crest is right side up.
Right side up. Oh, of course. Yeah.
it's a mistake I have often made.
Okay.
Been kindly alerted to by. All right.
Excellent.
And again, I'll be using my sutra or service book, Japanese service book. All right, are we ready?
I believe we are.
All right, let's actually start with Nimbutsu.
Yes, excellent.
Because properly, that is how we should. So
yes, please.
All right. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida
Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Kogen Ijin Yozen Yo Muyo Tosha Ichiga Tsumari Shukouen Yo Kaishitsuonpe Yunyaku Jumok Nyorai Yogen Chosemuni Shogaku Daion Koru Jipo Kaimon Shojin Sanmai Chie Itogumu Yo Shushokeru Jintai Zenen Shobutsu Houkai Gujin Jin no Kugo Gaitai Mumyo Yokunu Seson Yomu 人徳無量空君広大知恵人よ光明一層神道大戦ガンガサ仏在所法可動生じ未不下脱不正上位解任精進如是三昧知恵以上五世特物不行志願一切空空一切大安決し有物百千億万無量大小衆女道者供養一切使徒小仏運用愚道検証不逆異名道者勝負世界武不かけ無種節道光明師匠変死諸国如是精進偉人南よヨガサブ国土第一五種奇妙道場超絶国行内容任務闘争がと愛便道脱一切自法来生心念症状意図が国下落 部神明税が神書発願の日力少所よ実法生存知恵無限上領子孫知が信行軽量心死食読中画行精進忍術不敬ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがにしくどく平等正祭道法壺大神往生安楽ナマンダ仏ナマンダナマンダナマンダナマンダ。All right. Well, that was better than the first time. I think.
Yes, and I have to admit, yeah, I have to make apologies. I figured out what the problem was. Because there's two different bars here I have to use, and I started using this one. And I'm sorry that I did lose my place briefly again, but I caught up.
No problem.
And also, I decided to mute myself for most of the time this time, so that people can hear. I was chanting along, but I muted myself so it wasn't sort of distorting, like when, because a lot of times when everyone's chanting in a digital space, the sound can distort quite a bit. So I wanted everyone to just be able to hear you chanting it clearly so they could hear it properly. I was chanting on mute though, as we went.
Clearly or not so clearly, as the case may be. Although I think what I noticed is that I think these Zoom and other video conferencing apps, they have noise cancellation. So it's trying to, when two people are talking, it actually tries to like cancel the noise on the other side. I think that's one of the problems.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds
but
about right.
nothing you can do about that.
No.
All
Not
right,
really.
so let's go ahead and take a look. So I think last time, going back to the beginning of Sanbutsuge, we read the first few lines, and I really did want to sort of bring this into focus here. In the original text of the larger sutra, the Sanbutsuge opens with the Chinese characters ko gin gi gi, and if we look at the right there, in the very beginning of the larger sutra, where Ananda is, noticing Shakyamuni's shining face, shining, unusually splendid and wondrous appearance, right? And that's what prompts him to ask Shakyamuni about, and that's at the beginning of the larger sutra. It uses the very same four characters are used. Kogin Gigi. So this, even though in the case of Sanbutsuge, it's Dharmakara,
Right.
praising Lokeshvara Raja Buddha, it's echoing, there's a parallel. It's paralleling when Ananda is asking Shakyamuni. So the same, light, the same glorious expression or light of his face. Kogin actually means literally the light of your face, the light of your countenance is splendidly shining, So it's the same. I kind of looked that up after we finished our last session because I wanted to be sure. And it does turn out that it's the exact same expression, the exact same characters are used in both.
Wow.
Instances.
Okay. So it's not just a reflection. It's actually the same.
Yeah.
Description that is given by both Dharmakara and Ananda. Yeah. Of the Buddha.
Exactly.
Interesting. Yeah.
And of course, the light here, the very first character of this Gatha is Ko, which means light. So, in the light, light, which is the light of wisdom, that is Amida's light, right? The light of the Buddha is in the very beginning, the very first character of this hymn or Gatha. So it's something, of course, I always noticed, but I never really thought about it. And now that I think about it, the very first thing that we voice in the Amida Hall when we're gathering at a Honzon or in a temple even is light. it's quite expressive, I think.
Wow, it's kind of makes me think of what we've discussed before in other sessions. The Buddha Dharma begins and ends with hearing, but so I suppose the Buddha's face begins with light.
Yeah, exactly. The whole teaching really
begins
with light, right? Yeah.
Anyway,
all right, so I think we did discuss
that's
the first verse
scene. Yep. Oh yeah, the Mani. So I wanted to touch on something in here. So next to
Oh
your,
yeah.
we'll just read the English so everyone hears the
Sure.
light of your face is the light of your face is unsurpassed in majesty. Your awesomeness, your awesome greatness is beyond limit, a brightly shining flame with no equal. Next to your brilliance, even the brightness of the sun, moon, and Mani jewel seem covered in black ink. And is that the Mani gem, the wish fulfilling jewel?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah. I think so. The wish fulfilling.
The full word isn't the full word Chumani. Is it Chumani, something like that?
Oh, it could be. I don't know, but
One
yeah,
sec. Let me
it is
look
the
this up really quick. Chumani jewel. As we speak, I'm looking Mani jewel. Oh, is that just, no, it just comes up in for as reliable as Wikipedia necessarily is in certain things.
well,
I think it's very reliable. Some
it
things
can be a good source.
It can be reliable, but so where is it? I thought it was Mani jewel. I thought there was let me just see if
oh, it says
there it
that
is.
it's actually one
there
of
is
the
Cintamani. There it is. Cintamani. That's what I was thinking. Cintamani, also spelled as Chintamani, is a wish-fulfilling jewel within both Buddhist, Hindu, and Buddhist traditions, said by some to be the equivalent of the Philosopher's Stone, etc. But anyway, I'm not sure about that. It being the equivalent of the Philosopher's Stone in Western. But anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to.
give some context.
Yeah, so
it's interesting. It says
that there's some Buddhas that hold the. Trying to get back to our. There it is. It won't let me. There we go. There we go. Okay, so it. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh no, I was going to say that the Mani jewel apparently is one of the 7 treasures of the Chakravartin king, the wheel turning king.
Yes,
so I think it's not just it's not exclusive to Buddhism. It's a motif of Indian mythology, basically.
Indian and so Hindu and Buddhist cosmology. But I just think I just wanted to discuss that a little bit because that's not everyone might know what that is, and also I think it's significant that it's there, along with your brilliance, even next to your brilliance, even the brightness of the sun, the moon, and the Mani jewel seem covered in black ink. So I mean, it's I think it's just fairly significant. I don't think it's just there by accident. That the wish fulfilling, and it's, as you say, it's one of the 7 treasures of the Chakravartin, the wheel turning monarch, that appears at just I think they appear at the top point of each kalpa, of the interim kalpas within the medium kalpas. They appear at the top, at the highest point. Of those very long, they're still very long periods of time. And so I think he comes just before, so there will be one that comes just before Maitreya, actually. They'll come pretty close together, but I think the Chakravartin, the next Chakravartin wheel turning monarch, will appear just before Maitreya, but it might be the other way around. Maybe Maitreya. I think that's kind of he kind of clears the way. Kind of, as part of that is making things ready. But anyway, so yeah, but there's also the wish fulfilling gem. Doesn't that appear with a lot of Buddhas appear or have that either in images of them, or there's a lot of discussion of the wish fulfilling. There's a lot of mention of that. I think, in different sutras, isn't it? Where the
yeah, I think so. It's
either
quite
Buddhas or bodhisattvas are
frequently
carrying that, or
yeah,
have that as part of their.
yeah. In fact, oh man, I don't remember where, but Shinran Shonin actually does, I think, describe or liken Shinji to the wish fulfilling Mani Jim somewhere in Kyogyo Shinsho.
Shinran refers to that. Yeah.
Yeah, Shinran also refers, I believe, to Mani Jewel. It was quite a, it is quite a, it's a motif, right? Like the like the Philosopher's Stone or the Holy Grail, kind of, in Buddhist cultures.
Yeah, I guess that does. Yeah, that I see what you're saying there. So I'm just looking in here just to see if there's anything we want to.
Yeah, if you go down a little bit, I think it talks about in the Lankavatara Sutra.
Yeah,
it's also in Zen.
Zen. So in the early references, so it says Pali Nikayas, where it is mentioned as one of the 7 treasures. There we go. Yeah, of the wheel turning king. It was a beryl, pure, excellent, well cut into 8 facets, clear, bright, unflawed, perfect in every respect. The luster of the jeweled treasure radiated for an entire yojana round about. So that's the kind of thing I want to bring out is the brilliance of the Buddha's face surpassed that. Plus the sun and that plus the sun and the moon, the brilliance of the Buddha's face surpassed that.
It's said to shine with this
brilliance.
Great light, right?
Yeah, so next to your brilliance, even the brightness of the sun, moon, and the Mani jewel seem covered in black ink. So that's a pretty just
vivid image.
Yeah, so just the Mani jewel alone being covered in black ink next to the brilliance of his countenance.
Let alone the sun, right? In the moon.
Yeah. And then it shines brighter than one of the 7 treasures of the world turning monarch. It makes it appear as black ink. So what else did we want to kind of bring out here? Oh yeah, you were going to point out about this, the Lankavatara Sutra, the Sutra of Perfect Enlightenment, and the Surganrama Sutra all use the Mani jewel as metaphors for Buddha nature. In these sutras, a transparent Mani jewel within us changes colors depending on the conditions around us, representing the 5 skandhas. The Mani jewel itself represents each being's Buddha nature, but because of the 3 poisons of ignorance, attachment, and aversion, a being sees only the various colors emitted by the jewel. Interesting. These are mistakenly perceived as the defilements, but defilements rather than the purity of the jewel itself, which is merely reflecting conditions around it. Thus, Buddha nature is not perceived, and only the 5 skandhas are seen, which are then conflated with a sense of self in opposition to the Buddhist idea of anatman or no self. So yeah, basically, sounds like a bamboo mindset that sees the wrong,
Yeah, exactly. It's describing our condition there, right?
Yeah.
With the 3 poisons and not seeing.
I just wanted to point out that's it's a pretty major for that to be included. It's a pretty major thing. It's not just like a, a little mentioning. This
passing
is
reference.
a major thing that seems covered in black ink, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, along with the
It's
sun.
not like a little diamond on a ring or something. It's the mommy jewel.
This is yeah. This isn't just so anyway, so sorry, so shall we continue then to the next verse?
So the next set of verses is so Tathagata's transcendent appearance has no comparison in all the world. The whole universe vibrates with the great sound of your enlightenment. And then it continues kind of to the next one, but your rare and superior virtues.
Sorry, I gotta use the other scroll. There. Your rare and superior virtues
of wisdom, understanding, deep meditation, and strength of endeavor are awesome beyond comparison. Your meditation to the innermost depths of all the Buddha Dharma oceans is without limit, bringing full understanding. Ignorance, greed, and anger, those are the three poisons, right, that we just saw, do not reside in the world honored one. The man of lion, that's an interesting translation choice. Your noble virtues are immeasurable.
Man of lion.
Yeah,
interesting.
Man of lion that's interesting. Usually it's translated lion among men, but
lion among men, man of lion. Yeah.
Man of lion. That's a bit awkward. But the basic meaning, I think, comes through in this translation, which is that he's praising the Buddha's accomplishment, the Buddha's realization, wisdom, understanding, all of the virtue, all of it is incomparable, right?
There's what might be kind of self-referencing here is the whole universe vibrates with the great sound of your enlightenment. And then later it refers to him as the world honored one, the man of lion. Often isn't there the roaring of the Dharma, the roaring. That's used as a metaphor in Buddhist sutras about the roaring, the lion's roar of the Dharma, the power, just kind of the power of, isn't that right? Is that what that's?
I believe it's in the larger sutra as well. He preaches the Dharma with a lion's roar.
The lion's roar, that's right. Yeah. It's I think it's in various sutras, but definitely the larger sutra and the Lotus Sutra, I think it refers to as similar references kind of to the
Let me see if I want to see if I can find where exactly in the larger sutra it says. Go ahead, and if you have any other thoughts, please.
Well, that was one thing I that jumped off the page at me was the whole universe vibrates with the great sound of your enlightenment. And then it brings it kind of talks about the man of lion. I just thought that sort of but your rare and superior virtues of wisdom, understanding, deep meditation, and strength of endeavor are awesome beyond comparison. The meditation to your meditation to the inmost depths of all Buddha Dharma oceans is without limit, bringing full understanding. It's just so completely encompassing.
Okay. I found the passage. Actually, it does so happen. It's in the next Gatha that we will be exploring in this series. Jusege, and in which Dharmakara says, I will proclaim the Dharma with the lion's roar. So it's in another Gatha, but and An alternative translation to this verse is, ignorance, greed, and anger are forever absent in the world honored one. He is the lion, the most valiant of all men. His glorious virtue is unlimited. So that might be a bit more of a natural translation.
It's like, okay, yeah, that's a bit better. This
Man
might be
of Lion is certainly very creative, but I'm not sure if that's
one.
what.
Yeah, I kind of like it. I kind of
like it. Yeah, I kind of like it too.
It's kind of almost a simplified. It just seems like a very, but it. I wonder whether it's trying to, I don't know, somehow reflect the Japanese a bit there.
Well, the Chinese is very the original text that it's based on is as we've discussed before, it's very open to interpretation, because the structure of it is very simple. So there are multiple ways of translating the text, I think. So that could be kind of what it's going for, and it's a very interesting translation choice, that's for sure.
The other thing, the thing that just blows my mind to hear, even though we know this, but ignorance, greed, and anger do not reside in the world, in the world honored one, the man of Lion. Your noble virtues are immeasurable. Trying to wrap your head around that. Of course, ignorance, greed, and anger do not reside in the world honored one. But like you saying that's one thing, and thinking of that's but to actually wrap your head around that being gone. It's just no ignorance, no greed, no anger, no cliches, no deluded passions, no aversions, no attractions, no craving, no ego, no whenever you just stop for a moment, just that sentence alone is trying to wrap your head around that possibility is
but the fact that we can recognize that it's a possibility, right, is key, because there is that state that the Buddha has realized, and the Buddha is the world hero who has conquered, who has completely vanquished and done away with those or, as we've discussed before, has completely purified his mind stream, right, of all the kleshas and the all of the things that give in ignorance, the basis of greed and anger. The key one is ignorance, right, which is what awakening is, like the opposite of that, right? So they're completely gone. They don't exist in the Tathagata.
So is there anything else you wanted to say on that, or that do you think we should draw out of that verse?
That's all I can note there. I mean, of course, there's a lot you can say on all of these, but
on one sentence.
For purposes of this series, I think we should keep it to the highlights, kind of.
Yeah, I agree.
So it looks good to me. Let's see what the next all right. Your meritorious service is vast and great, the depths of your wisdom profound. Your majestic appearance of light illumines the entire universe. When I, Dharmakara Bodhisattva, become a Buddha equal to the Dharma King, I vow to transcend life and death and free all beings. Wow. So this is really great. The thing that kind of stands out to me is your majestic appearance of light illumines the entire universe. So this is kind of, like Amida's light, wisdom. And of course, Amida is that light, right?
Yes.
Is shining, is infinitely shining throughout all existence. So that's kind of being echoed here, or you could say foreshadowed in a sense, because this is Amida's is Dharmakara and his causal on his causal ground as a bodhisattva, right?
Exactly,
So yeah. And then the other thing would be, go ahead, yeah, please.
Yeah, foreshadowing almost, and in that Buddha way of all these things being arranged for, this being laid out for us as well, like, so literally foreshadowed for us. But I also had a similar thought, just that, that's kind of foreshadowing Amida's illumining the whole universe in all the 10 directions. Back here, when it says your noble virtues are immeasurable, kind of reflecting the limitless storehouse of Amida Buddha that he transfers to us.
Yeah, good point.
Anyway, but I mean, in a sense, all Buddhas have these.
Right. Well, all Buddhas are, manifestations of Amida, right?
Yeah.
So we're dealing with sort of, it kind of reminds me of like, that what's it called? The what is it called? Where you take a strip of paper and sort of turn it over so it becomes a one-sided
or origami or
not origami. Man, I can't remember. But anyway, we're kind of dealing with things. We're verging on the infinite here.
Yeah.
Whenever we are dealing with the Buddhas, and so our conventional conceptualizations kind of tend to break down, in terms of time and chronology and space and all of this. It all starts to
it starts to get into things we could maybe mention and talk about a little bit, but can't really explain or conceive.
Exactly, we can't really conceive of them.
And isn't there on this note, isn't there a sutra where it talks about a similar kind of thing, where it talks about in the body of a Buddha, every single like particle is like a Buddha land.
That's
or
also in
like,
the contemplation,
or it's like another Buddha.
Yeah, that's in the Contemplation Sutra as well, where it says that every adornment of Amida's body sends out 48,000 rays of light, and each of these rays sends out transformed Buddhas. And it's like a what are those called? A fractal kind of.
Yes,
like
fractal.
It's infinite. It's like a vision of the Buddha's pervasiveness that is infinite in terms of time and space, and so it's really incredible. Of course, hard for us to wrap our minds around, and that's why the Contemplation Sutra exists, is to kind of give people a glimpse, right? Like, if you do this contemplation, if you visualize this, you will get a glimpse into the Buddha reality, the Dharma world, the Dharma realm, right?
Or even if you read this, even if you can't do that, most of us won't be able to. I mean, if Shen Dao stopped after the first visualization, like,
we can't do that.
We can't do the visual,
but we don't need to,
if
because
if you can read it, we can at least get a bare
Yeah.
glimmer of a reflection of a,
Hmm.
facsimile, of a copy of a,
Yeah. Well, it's all contained in the name, right?
yeah.
Not Kinyo Jinjipo Mugeko Nyorai. So all of the virtues, all of the immeasurable light, it's all already given to us in the form of the name. So we don't need, the contemplations is like a provisional, right, thing. So, and then this I vow to transcend life and death and free all beings. This is usually translated birth and death, but
okay,
it's the same.
okay, yeah,
meaning.
birth and yeah,
the sea of samsara, basically.
I vowed to transcend, birth and death.
Yeah. And this right here,
I also wanted to point out, it's saying,
yes, please.
When I, Dharmakara Bodhisattva, become a Buddha equal to the Dharma king. Equal to the Dharma king. So is that like both a reference to something containing both the Chakravartin king and the ultimate Buddha? Like what is the Dharma king?
Yeah, the Dharma king in this context would be Lokeshvara Raja, the Buddha of his world.
So he's referring to
the Buddha is often referred to, one of his names is Dharma, the king of the Dharma king. I think of when the king Prasanajit came to Shakyamuni. This is in the Pali Canon, but he says, Shakyamuni says to him, you are the king of the world, and you beat the drum of birth and death. But I am the king of the Dharma, and I beat the drum of truth.
Nice.
So that the king of the Dharma, the Buddha being the king of truth, of the Dharma, is kind of a theme in Buddhist sutras. So that's what's being referred to here. And in this particular case, Dharmakara is addressing Lokeshvara Raja Buddha, right? His teacher, the Buddha that he is taken refuge in. And then this last bit is very significant. I vow to transcend life and birth and death and free all beings. All beings.
All beings.
So this is the first time we have Dharmakara expressing his aspiration, his wish, his vow to liberate all beings.
All beings, yeah, going all the way, like not
all the way, leaving none behind, right?
No bamboo left behind.
No bamboo left
behind.
Bamboo left behind. And the Buddha's compassion is such that even if there were one unfree being in the bottommost hell or hellish state, the Buddha cannot just sit and relax and in nirvana and be enlightened. The Buddha has to go and benefit and save that one individual. So this is kind of, the rest of this sutra and all of Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism, is actually contained in this one sentence right here. I vow to transcend life and death and free all beings. This is the entire spirit of Mahayana Buddhism, and of course of Jodo Shinshu as the ultimate of Mahayana Buddhism. Yeah. So I think that is probably a good place to wrap up this session.
And then we'll do the rest the next time. So
and then the next time we'll continue on. So let's make a note of where we stopped.
So it's meritorious service. So we ended at the I vow to transcend life and death.
So we ended with Dharmakara's vow to to transcend birth and death and free all beings.
Wow, fantastic. Yeah. Well, again, thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's been great. Thank you as well. It's I'm enjoying the chanting, to be honest. It's
as do I. I completely enjoying it. You couldn't hear me because I muted myself, but I was really getting into it. I love the chanting.
Awesome. Great. Well, we have so many great things coming up. There's Jusege too, which is another really good. The cadence is a little bit different. It has a different intonation kind of, so it's really interesting. And then of course Shoshinge, which we haven't even touched yet, but that's a whole nother vast universe, a vast trip to another planet, another world of the Buddha Dharma.
Exactly.
So great stuff coming up. Now, well, so I guess we should sort of end it here. So Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu. And now, regarding our next session, okay, so let's meet again tomorrow, same time, and we'll wrap up the whole discussion of Tanisho and the evil object, and then next week. So I won't be available on Sunday, but if you are free to meet Saturday again next week, then that will work for me. So let me know if you're available, and then we can.
I will check the family diary.
All right. Sounds great.
And we'll get in touch during the week. Thank you again so much, and
yes,
take care. Have a good.
See you again tomorrow for sure.
Yes. See you tomorrow. Excellent. Take
care.
All right. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Bye now.
Thanks.